I'm running the Chicago Marathon. Morning, YouTube. I'm being quiet because I'm in my neighborhood talking to a camera, and I'll never not be embarrassed by that. I'm currently doing a 3-mile run that has to be between 8:53 and 9:15 pace. And that's because today is my second day of Chicago Marathon training. So we're gonna talk all about that today, what my plan's gonna be, what shoes I might wear, and that's gonna be the video. I've tried to run Chicago 2 times. 2 times didn't work out. So this time I'm really hoping that I'm successful and everything goes according to plan. So we're gonna finish up this run and then we're gonna go back to the house and talk about the plan. Let's do it. Focus. Okay, great. All right, so I'm running the Chicago Marathon. I have tried to run this race 2 times, like I said earlier. One time I got put on the overnight shift and I just could not get my body to regulate and it just did not work. And then the other time I started training really late for it, so I decided to defer Chicago and do Philadelphia instead that year. And then I applied for Chicago for 2020, got in, and you all know what happened there. So 2021, I'm really hoping that this is the year I get to run the streets of Chicago. If you're watching this the day it comes out, Thursday, June 17th, then I am right in the middle of my first week of training. Now, this is a 16-week training plan that my best friend and certified run coach, Kate, has made for me. And for the first few weeks, it's gonna be a lot of base building with easier paces. So for me, my long run / easy day pace is gonna be anywhere between an 8:53 mile to a 9:15 mile or greater, whatever I'm feeling that day, as long as I can stay within that window. After the first couple weeks, we're gonna start incorporating some speed work. So my tempo pace is going to be anywhere around 7:25, give or take 10 seconds. My long interval, which is like 800s to a mile, will be 6:50, give or take 10 seconds. And my 400s short interval pace will be 6:20, give or take a couple seconds there as well. And my marathon pace that we're hoping for will be 8 minutes a mile. Now, I'm hoping I can do that. I think I can do that for the majority of the run. It's definitely going to take some training, obviously. Here's the 16-week plan. But I think this idea of starting easy and keeping the heart rate down is going to be really helpful for me in the long run. A lot of people, including myself, go way too hard, way too much, and it causes burnout. So by incorporating such easy mileage, it will help to keep me aerobic rather than anaerobic every single time that I'm running. The marathon is considered an aerobic event. It's not an anaerobic event. So if you're constantly anaerobic, you're training the wrong system, essentially. So that's something that I don't want to make the mistake of doing this training cycle. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is that if you've been following my channel for some time or me on social media, then you know that I do have a little bit of a PF issue, and it does tend to flare up here and there. So I really want to try to avoid that. And by doing so, I really don't want to go too crazy with trying a million different shoes and putting my foot through all that stress. I am still obviously going to have a channel. Don't worry. It'll still be here and I'll still be trying new shoes. But for my longer runs, I kind of want to stick with things that I know and work for me. So I have a couple shoes that I want to talk about and what I'm going to use them for and what shoes might be potential marathon day shoes. Okay, so for the last 2 runs of my training cycle, it's only been 2 days so far, I've been using the Nike Zoom X Invincible. I thought I had done a full review on this shoe, but I actually haven't, but it does have 50 miles on it, so I'll have to do that soon. But this has been a really good easy day option for me. I like that it is a little bit bulky, but the foam is super cushioned and also bouncy, so I don't feel like I'm totally dragging my butt across the ground in this shoe. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. It's an enjoyable, fun, exciting ride. So I do think that this will be a really good easy day option for me going forward. So far, so good. Other potential easy day options are the Clifton 8 right here. Great shoe also. And another option for easy days is the New Balance Fresh Foam More. I actually have not reviewed this yet on the channel. I have a couple miles in it so far. I do really enjoy it. It is a bit kind of heavy and kind of makes me feel like I'm dragging my butt across the ground, but it's an option if I want to switch it up. Some other lighter potential options to just throw in the mix would be the Nova Blast 2 and the Hoka Mach 4. Now for speed work, I have 2 different options that I think I'm going to give a try, and those are the New Balance Rebel 2 and the Saucony Speed 2. One of these shoes doesn't have quite enough underfoot for me for race day. However, the other one could be a contender. If you guessed the Speed for a potential marathon shoe, you were right. It'll definitely be something I'm navigating on this journey, so stay tuned for what happens with all those shoes. Now, as far as nutrition goes, Spring Energy has always worked pretty well for me, and I like that it's a bit more natural than some of the other gels on the market, so certainly going to be using those. And I also love Noon tablets for those electrolytes that you need. I don't have a dialed-in nutrition plan yet for the race, but when I do have that, I will certainly update and let you know. So we talked about training plan, the shoes, nutrition. What else do you talk about in this kind of video? Oh, my goal, my marathon goal. So my goal for this race is to get a nice 3 in front of my time. Now, realistically, from my last marathon, which was in 2018 in Philadelphia, my time was 4:19:15. And I could definitely, I think, blow that out of the water now with the right training for sure. I'm a much better runner than I was then. But I don't want to get too cocky, and I definitely want to put in the work and make sure that I'm able to execute a solid 3 in front of that time. Now, I have ideas for what I'd like the actual time to be, but I don't really want to share that yet because I want to see how training goes. One of the most important things here for this training cycle and for this marathon is just to get to the start line and the finish line healthy. So no matter what the time ends up being, that is going to be an accomplishment in itself. I want a 3 in front of the time, and whatever comes after that, I'm happy about. And even if I don't get a 3, I'll still be happy that I got to run Chicago. I'm thinking about doing a check-in every week about my training and how it went that week. Maybe I put it out on Thursdays. If you guys are interested in that and would like to follow along, let me know in the comments down below and I can try to make that happen as many weeks as I possibly can. I'm really fired up. I feel good. I'm ready to take on a marathon again. For a while, I was feeling kind of like, whoa, I don't know. But I think that I'm in the right mindset now, and I just feel like now's the time. Let's do it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit that notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I'm definitely gonna have to narrow down these shoes. I have another video for you on Sunday, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. So we're going to talk all about that today and what that means. There's a car. How embarrassing.